there, everyone. I'm Tamala Stubbs, and I am here with Jennifer today. Say hi, Jennifer.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jennifer Fanning with Cross Country Mortgage.
So we're here today to talk to you about a renovation loan. So if you've been out looking at property and you're like, oh my goodness, I love this house, but
But
yep,
Mhm.
kitchens and bathrooms. People
Mhm.
want kitchens and bathrooms. So Jennifer and I decided to share some information with you today, and I'm going to let her take the stage. And while she does so, periodically, I'm going to show you a house that I have listed that could really use a renovation. Buyers are passing us by because the house needs to be completely renovated. And we're in a market now where we're comparable to houses that have been completely renovated. But if you are looking for a property that you can make your own. Like I've built a home before and I wanted to remodel it right after I built it. How many houses have you purchased that you've redone? Well, now you have an opportunity to do that wrapped within your mortgage. And Jennifer will explain what the do's, don'ts, and what you can do and what you can't do. So, Jennifer, take it away.
Yep. So, a great tool for purchasing a home that needs remodeling or even refinancing your current home that needs remodeling is the FHA 203K loan. How this loan works is that you take the purchase price. So, say your purchase price is $200,000 and you need a new kitchen, you need a new bathroom. So, we add that to your loan amount. So say you need $75,000 worth of remodeling. And this can even be things such as foundations, roofs. So like if the house has serious issues, um, that normally it wouldn't be able to be financed because it had serious issues. We are able to, with a FHA 203K loan, wrap that into your initial purchase. So say the house is listed for 200,000 and then it needs $75,000 worth of renovations. We would give you a loan for $275,000. How this works though is you negotiate the house. At your inspection period, you would bring your HUD certified inspector along with your own personal person, ideally along with your contractor. Oftentimes, it's hard to get the contractor there at the exact same time that the HUD inspector is there. HUD inspector will go through with the contractor. They'll inspect the home. Anything that is health or safety has to be addressed according to FHA rules. And then beyond that is whatever you feel cosmetically needs to happen. So they will go through the house and then they will start putting price tags to what you're wanting to have done. And you'll discuss like grades of finishes, such as I'm going to put marble in the bathroom, or I'm just going to do a laminate countertop, whatever it is that you're deciding that you're doing in this upgrade. That is then what the HUD inspector will put down. He or she will come up with a total of how much they think that that should cost. It is then compared with a general contractor who would do the work to see, yes, that lines up. No, it does not line up. When then we have the appraiser come out to appraise the property, they will have the list from the HUD inspector of what is going to be done in the home, what type of finishes, and then the house will be appraised based on the future value after the work is done.
So as an example, in a house like this, I'm kind of doing a walkthrough,
Yep.
and this house, new kitchen, be wonderful. It has a beautiful swimming pool. The outdoor space on this home, it's located in Port St. Lucie. It's a gorgeous pool home. And they do have a newer roof as an example. The yard is fabulous. It is a huge
Wow.
yard.
That's a
Can't believe
fabulous
the
yard.
neighbors, right? So, I mean, it has,
Huh.
and he lovingly took care of this property, all the plantings, everything that is here. So, and you have a dock with electricity, and you
Wow.
can make your way all the way out to the ocean if you would like to from here in Port St. Lucie. This is in East Port St. Lucie. Well, it's west of US 1, but it's pretty far east in Port St. Lucie. But there's a lot of things in this house, different colors of flooring. So maybe you want flooring throughout the entire house that all matches. Maybe you want to put a door here, make this into an actual, this would be the fourth bedroom. If you wanted new carpeting, as you can see. So this property
Yep.
could use new carpet. This is a property that would, to me, would be a great property because it has the boats. It has the newer roof. It has the swimming pool. but this kitchen might not be what a buyer is looking for. It's not
Correct.
that it's not functional, because it is. However, typically the buyers, they want to have a newer property if they're comparing it to another. So you're getting a great house on a phenomenal lot. However, bathrooms may not be up to par. They may not be exactly what you would like. So you could come in here, and as Jennifer's saying with the finishes, maybe you decide that you want to change out this vanity. You want to change the mirror that's on the wall. You might
Hmm.
want to change out the shower and the way that the tub is, and you want this bathroom to be completely different. With a 203K, they have the ability to do that and add it possibly to their loan. The house's value is a bit higher here, but unfortunately, when people walk in, that's the first thing that they comment
That
or
they,
that they say.
yep, comment on. Exactly, exactly. And one thing I want to let people know is their money down that they'll put down. So FHA minimum down is 3.5%. So it's your purchase price plus that renovation cost. Then you do your 3.5% down based on those two things combined together.
Mhm.
And the other caveat with this program is they do require reserves. So typically, an FHA loan doesn't require reserves. This type of FHA loan for the rehab does require 12 months of reserves. And what that means is whatever your payment is, say your total payment, principal, interest, taxes, PMI, the whole 9 yards, that you have to have 12 months of that in a savings account. So if your payment is $2,000 a month, you need to have $24,000 in reserves.
Okay. Good news is on a property like this one as an
Mhm.
example, they could go remodel the property. You don't have to use the money out of pocket. So if you have that money
Correct.
in reserves, you could go in, make the changes on this
Hmm.
property as an example, maybe completely
Yep.
redo the kitchen and make this whatever you want, whether it's
Yep.
quartz or granite or whatever the
Exactly.
latest is, whatever
Yep.
you would like. You might even
Correct.
be able to expand this kitchen. This has a beautiful eat-in area, and at the time, that was the layout of the home and the way they used
Yep.
it. You don't like wallpaper, you want to make this into a subway tile backsplash or a glass backsplash.
Exactly. Exactly.
But you
Exactly.
may not want to use your money on hand. So on an example, like you said, they would
Hmm.
still have their money in the bank, so that they could use that, right?
Yep.
But they wouldn't have to be in a situation where they took all of that money out of their pocket.
Exactly. And it's way cheaper, Tamala, than using credit cards. So if you were to use your Lowe's credit card or Home Depot credit card at 20% interest, your mortgage interest is significantly less than those credit card interest rates would be. And it's even less than what a home equity line of credit would be.
And that makes total
Mhm.
sense. And then you
Mhm.
get a home with a pool, because a pool nowadays, I have a client who just recently
Beautiful.
purchased a home and she was going to put in a pool. We were going to look at brand new
Yep.
homes. We did look at brand new homes, but to put in a pool like this, we were starting at a minimum of $80,000 right now
Correct.
just to put this
Correct.
pool in. And
Yep.
I mean, we can all speak to this because it's a lot less expensive right now to be
Hmm.
able to go in if the pool's in good condition and you've done an inspection and the pool's in
Yep.
good shape to come in with a pool like this. Here you have a pool, not to mention you have a dock with electricity and you
Yep.
have waterway that you can bring in the boat and you can get all the way out to the ocean and your boat's right next.
Correct.
I mean, a home is not just about the structure, the house. And I think
It's
that's
the location. The location actually matters more because that's the one thing you can't change is where
yeah,
it physically sits.
yeah.
Hmm.
Cannot
Yep.
pick this house up and you can't move it to a different location.
Correct.
You're getting your location, you're getting an established community
Hmm.
where you have distance between your house and the houses beside you. To me, this is a fabulous home. It's a great location. The
Hmm.
only thing that it needs is a little bit of upgrade. Now, this one doesn't need a roof. The roof is only 2 years old on this one, and it's
So
not.
that means you can get insurance right off the bat, and the insurance will be cheaper on that.
Having said that, what if we run into a property that does need a roof? Because that's a big one right now. If you don't have a roof that's
Yep.
within about 10 years, it depends. We do have
Hmm.
some new insurance companies coming into Florida, but if it's not within about 10 years, then they run into a situation where they can't get financing,
Correct.
or they're only given 30 days to replace the roof, or their
Yep.
insurance can lapse. If
Yep.
that's my understanding.
So this loan would cover a new roof. It does cover major things like a new roof, say there's foundation issues. Which you see probably more of that up north, people who have basements and stuff, but I'm sure we see that down in Florida as well. So it will cover major structural things that typically a normal loan, it would be a real quick no. So with the FHA, with this FHA, 203K loan, they will cover those structural issues. If the house is listed for 200,000 and the neighborhood only supports 300,000 and you have $400,000 worth of work that needs to be done, obviously those numbers don't mesh. So the numbers do have to jive to where it fits within that community's selling point, because FHA isn't going to let you overbuild, what you've got going on. But that's why you work with a HUD inspector closely. You work with your GC, so as a realtor, all of these different people. So you could guide then your potential buyers who to go to for renovations, who are the local HUD inspectors in your area. So you're able then to guide them so that then they could go through this process. The other thing I will say is this is a longer contract. It's not a 30-day contract when people buy using this type of loan. We typically need 45 to 60 days just because you're coordinating all these extra people and they have to have time to go to the site, help you figure out what needs to be done, calculate numbers, send that report back. That report then goes to the appraiser. So there's several extra steps, in this loan process.
Now I have another one that I think that this would work for. I'll share my screen.
Okay.
And this is one that I think I just had the feedback this week. So I had a showing and the potential buyers of the property mentioned that they wanted to get some estimates on the siding on the property because they felt that it needed new siding for the house. So I'm going to pull that one up for us in just a moment. And then we can take a look and be able to see kind of what they're talking about. So this home, when it does load on your end, we'll be able to see that this home, I had buyers that came to the property and they mentioned that they wanted to get estimates for the siding because they were concerned about the siding on the house. So to me, that would fall into potentially a structural loan on the house. So if you fall in love with the house, one like this one, beautiful red door. Are you able to see it at this point?
Yeah. Yes, I am. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So we've got a beautiful home here. It's in a great location. This is located in Stewart. The grocery store is right down the street. You're able to get to the grocery store, easy downtown access for Stewart. If they put in the bright line in Stewart, like they're talking about, you're going to have easy access to get from there to Miami as well, which is a
Perfect.
change.
Yeah.
The roof is in great condition. Their AC is in good condition. The bones of the house, but the siding. One of the biggest things that I've been having is a conversation with people about the siding. This house is laid out also to be a potentially multi-generational home. You can enter through this door right here.
Wow.
Big room here. You have a half bathroom on the backside, which could potentially, if they did this FHA 203K, possibly put in another bathroom right off of this garage. And of course, I can't tell them what to do. I'm not presently a GC and I am presently not a home inspector or a plumber, electrician, etc. However, having said that, there is a potential that you could put in an additional bathroom. Maybe you put in, a microwave and a small type kitchenette in a sense.
Yeah.
And then there's a bedroom over here, a big, great room. And then right here where the kitchen is, it already has a door from the kitchen to this large room. And then close in right here. There's like a picture window that goes from the kitchen to the inside, which I can show. I don't know why I'm showing the outside of it still, but you could potentially close that off and then make this into the home that you're looking for, multi-generational, whether you have a college student or whether you have another family member. So this is that
Yeah.
additional room.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Bedrooms in here, and then you have the entranceway here. And this could be your own suite on this side.
Yeah.
It's just
That's big.
So it's a
Really big.
yeah, really great house, but it has to fit the right person. And that's kind of the market that we're in now. We have all these properties, but a lot of people are looking at them going, what do I do with that? Like, what's my
And one thing I will say is that by remodeling yourself, you get exactly what you want instead of somebody else's idea of what a good upgrade is, what a good remodel is then you're getting exactly what you want when you're the one who does it. My husband and I have always bought rehab properties. That's all we've ever bought in 30 years. And I will say that there's some level of satisfaction that goes into it when you get to design and make a property exactly what you want.
Absolutely. And I like you. I mean, I've remodeled 13 properties.
Yeah. Yeah, we've remodeled a lot too. I don't know what the number is, but it's up there.
And
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I built brand new, and
Hmm.
then I've also remodeled. And, if I don't like popcorn ceilings, then knock down,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
whatever it is, an orange
Yep.
peel, or whatever it's going to be. Or if I
Yep.
don't like the bathroom, then I can save parts of it and redo parts of it. So
Hmm.
I think what we're coming to is if you find a home that you love, whether it's one of these or it's another one,
And it's
and
on the lot you like, but it's not the house you like. Yes.
yes.
Location, location, location.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Hmm.
said a million times over. It's so true. It's all
Hmm.
about the location. Do
Yep.
you have traffic on all three sides of your house, or maybe
Right.
four? Do you have all these things that people don't know to look out for? And
Yep.
this is the part that always gets me when we talk about potentially people buying houses like they buy a car. This is not a depreciating asset like a car.
Correct.
You're not going
Right.
to replace it in 4 years or 6 years,
Yep.
or this is your home. What do
Hmm.
you want to live in? And I think that that's so
Hmm.
important. Or maybe it is your investment. You can't do that
Hmm.
with an FHA 203K though.
No, you
The
can't.
other
It
part
has
of
to be
it.
a primary home. Yes. Yep. It needs to be a
Yeah.
primary home. But this is a great way to be able to move in and get remodeling done right away.
Yeah. Rather than living through
So,
the process as well.
mhm.
I've lived through the
Correct.
process so many times.
Mhm.
I remember doing a video on a VHS, walking into the bathroom and going, this is just your typical bathroom. And he immediately ripped that bathroom apart. But he was in the industry.
Yeah.
He was in the construction industry.
Right, which makes it easier to do that. And then when you're not in the construction industry and you have some limited funds, 203K, FHA, it's a great way to go. So it's definitely something worth exploring. You do need money to buy. It's not a free program, but it's a great way to get the remodeling done, the money set aside. The general contractor then is going to be pulling out of that escrowed money that's set aside for the renovation. The HUD inspector is going to be overseeing it, so you know that things are done properly. So it really is a great program to use to purchase, a property that is being looked over by other buyers, and a way for you to get in, do some negotiating, and really make that property what you want it to be.
Which is actually a lot of fun to be able to
Mhm.
go in and to make it a
Yeah.
win-win for everybody, especially in this is the market when that becomes fun because you have a
Oh,
buyer.
100%.
Yeah. Like the
Hmm.
one I just showed. I mean, there's a buyer out there that could have a swimming pool, a double, triple
Yeah,
lot
that's a
on the
huge lot.
water with
Huge lot.
electric already run so that you could pull your boat in and right to the lift. You have electricity to the
Wow.
lift. There
Wow.
is an area that you can clean the fish while
Hmm.
as soon as you come in, or rinse off any of your items.
Right. Right.
You get the salt water off of them, your floats or anything that will
Yep.
deteriorate. And
Hmm.
then you're right at home. You took the boat out for the day, you come back, you're right at home.
Yep.
And like you said, everybody else is going to pass over that home because
Hmm.
they don't want to spend the money to redo the house. And with this FHA 203K, we've put
Hmm.
you in a situation where you have someone overseeing the remodel process. They're
Hmm.
making sure, because that's one of the biggest fears. Did my
Yeah.
contractor do it correctly?
Correct. Correct. Yep. And the HUD inspector comes in different phases and inspects before any money is released to the builder, to the contractor.
And the other part is you can't accidentally tap into that money and spend it on something else. That money is
Nope.
allocated exactly for that renovation.
Hmm.
So you don't even have the opportunity to
Nope.
accidentally spend the money on something else and buy
Nope.
a car with it instead of remodeling your house. The
Nope.
bank's making sure of that.
I
Well,
think
I
this is a
don't have
great way.
anything. Yeah, I have nothing else to say about that other than I
Neither.
think it's a great opportunity. I'm so grateful that you came on here to explain it and what they can do. And this is just this is one of the things that we do. We open up
Hmm.
another avenue to
That's right.
make their dreams come true.
That's right.
That's
Well,
what I
thank you
want.
so very much, Tamala, for having me on your channel. It's always such a great time. And I look forward to, hey, who knows? Maybe we'll end up working together. Somebody will decide to buy that amazing property that's on the canal. I can't believe it's not sold. So,
All right, well, definitely hit that like button, subscribe to the channel
mhm,
for other updates and other
mhm,
information in regard to real estate. If you have any questions about this FHA 203K, you'll find all of my information below. You can text me, call me, fill out a
mhm.
form. There's all kinds of options. Send me an email, comment on this video. Whatever works for you, we can always work together to find that new home in the exact location that you want. And if it isn't your dream home, now we have a loan that can help make it your dream home.
That's right. All right, Tamala, have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.